Hi, Kayleen. I hope and I'm absolutely sure that you're doing good. I'm doing good too. So today's video is going to be about the direct model feedback, where I'll be explaining the direct model feedback to you. I'll be explaining how different it is from the skill transfer we do, what direct as an acronym means, what are the steps in giving those feedback. And in the later part of the video, I'll be coaching one of the coaches from my campaign. He's a recently newly promoted team leader, and I have been a part of one of his coaching session, and I have observed that coaching session. I have a few points in my mind, so I'll be demonstrating a direct model feedback on him. So I'll be basically coaching a coach. So starting off with the explanation. So what is direct model feedback? It's the very first step of the coaching tactic along with skill transfer. So whenever we talk about vitamin D with our team members, we let them know their KPIs, their goals, we identify the big rock. There might be a few behaviors that they don't know about, and that's when we do a skill transfer to teach them those behaviors. But there might be a few behaviors which they already are aware about, they know, and they are implementing it on chat. But I want to kind of give them a little bit feedback on it. I want to tell them ways to improve it. That's when I'll be doing a direct model feedback with them. And direct model feedback is one of the most commonly used ways of coaching or way of providing feedback. I think probably I do it on a not on a daily basis, but yeah, on a weekly basis. I do it once with my team members. So it is a most widely used way of giving feedback. Now, direct is an acronym. So let me first just expand it out for you. So D is developing rapport, I is indicating focus, R is recognizing and reinforcing, E is engaging in self-discovery, C is creating a smart plan, and T is test, tweak, and timeline. So now let's break it down. Let's start with the very first thing, that is developing rapport. So, in GTKY, we did quite a little of rapport building. So that was something where we started building rapport, and the direct model feedback is where we are continuing building that rapport. So whenever I pick up an agent and then I'm having a coaching session with them, I want to very intentionally indulge in a conversation about them. I want to probably pick up something that they might have mentioned in the GTKY. I want to pick it up from there and then kind of follow it up with them. Hey, you said you were about to go on a vacation. How did that go? Or there was a recent movie that they said that they would watch, and I know that movie has released. So I'll probably ask them, hey, how was the movie? The movie is out. Did you watch it? So I will indulge in a very intentional conversation and make that conversation about them. Rather than talking about me and myself, I'll be more curious to know what they did, how did things go with them, so that it kind of builds a trust, like the team member trusts us more because they know that we remember things from our previous conversation, and also it sets the stage, it eases the team member for the upcoming conversation that we are going to have about the feedback. So I won't keep the developing rapport stage as short as, hey, how are you, how was your weekend, okay, now let's get back to what we wanted to discuss. No, I will intentionally engage in a good talk about them, about their things, where I'll be asking them a few things and then be curious to know more about it. So once I have done developing rapport, the second part is I'll be indicating focus. So I'll be telling them, okay, so today we are here to review one of your chats. I have evaluated a few of your chats and I wanted to give you a feedback on those chats. So today we are here to see a few of your chats and me giving you feedback. So that I'll indicate focus. I'll tell them what they are here for, that they are going to get a feedback on their recent chat that I have evaluated or a recent call that I have heard. So that's what indicating focus is. So once I'm done with developing the rapport and telling them what the session is going to be about, I'll ask them a few things about the chat or the call that they think that they did really well. And they might give me a couple of things that they think that they did good on the chat, and I will top it up with a few of the other things that I think, apart from the 2 or 3 things that the team member gave me, the other things that he did good on chat, and I'll recognize those good things on chat. I'll tell them, okay, apart from these two, I also feel that you started off with a branded opening, you offered further assistance before you were closing out, and you closed out with a branded closing, how branding is important. So I'll recognize all those good things that the team member has done on chat, and then I'll reinforce that good things. I'll tell the team member, okay, these good things, these are really important for a positive customer experience, or these are really important for us to process their sales. How that particular good things are really important for us, that's what I'll be reinforcing after recognizing the good things that the team member has done on chat. Now I want the team member to engage in some self-discovery, and I'll be following this question with something that he or she thinks that they might have done a little better on chat, or could have done a little differently. Now there can be 2 situations. Obviously, there might be more than 2 or 3 things, or 2 or 3 opportunities which I would want to coach on that particular chat, but I would pick my big rock, and I would pick that one opportunity that I would want to coach. Now, can be a possibility that the team member might identify that big rock and upfrontly tell me, okay, these are the few things that I missed out, or I should have done this, and he or she actually identify my big rock. But there also can be times when those team members might identify all the other things apart from the big rock that I wish to address, or I want to give a feedback on, because it can drive their KPIs, their metrics. So if they give it to me during the self-discovery right away, well and good, but what if they don't identify it? So I'll ask more probing questions. Probably if I want to coach someone on empathy, and they identify all the other opportunities they had on chat, but miss out on identifying the part where they should have actually empathized with the caller or the person who is chatting with them, I would ask more probing questions. Okay, what the caller was kind of frustrated, or the person who was chatting with you was frustrated. What you think you could have done when you have a frustrated customer who's probably has a wrong bill on their account, or is not happy with the services, or was promised something and did not get that? How would you deal with it? And probably probe much, so that they self-discover that they failed to miss out on the empathy statement, or whatever big rock I want them to identify. So once this is done, now I'll have to create a smart plan. So I'll ask them, okay, now there can again be 2 things. One, that they knew but they did not do it, or second, that there is a skill gap, that's why they did not do that particular empathy, or give them further assistance, or something of that sort. So I'll ask them to know what it was. Was it a skill gap, or did they just forget to empathize with the customer? So I'll ask them, okay, what happened? Why did you miss it? And I'll also follow, after getting an answer, I'll follow up, okay, then how can we, how can we improve it in the next time? How can you make sure that you will do it the next time? And once I have those answers is when I will do a mini skill transfer with them. Okay, I'll tell them, okay, so this is how you're planning to implement empathy the next time. Let's do it together. Let me show you. So we'll have a small role play. Well, first I'll be the agent and let them be the customer, so that they can see how I do it. And then I will switch positions, and then I'll let them be the agent and I'll be the customer, and let them practice how they can do that particular thing that I am giving them a feedback on. So once the demonstration is done, once I have shown them, obviously we'll practice it unless and until they get it. Then I would ask for challenges. Then comes the test week and timeline. So I would ask for challenges. I would tell them, okay, so what are the possible challenges that you think you will face the next time when you have to use this particular thing that I just taught you on the chats or calls? If they have any challenges, I'll let them know how to overcome it. I'll give them the the appropriate resources they want. And if they don't have any, then I'll take a commitment from them. Now, this can be a commitment that has already been taken, so we can tweak it a little this time. Or if this is a fresh commitment, then it's fine. But I'll take a commitment from them. I'll ask them how soon they are going to implement it, how often they are going to implement whatever we taught in this session. And then I'll have a timeline when we'll meet again to review their chats, where we'll see, was this, the skill that we transferred today, was that implemented on the chats. So I'll set up a timeline, probably according to their convenience, or probably according to my availability. I'll just set up a meeting with them after a week just to review their chats to see if they were able to implement whatever we learned. So this is what a direct model feedback is. And now in the later part of the video, I'll be coaching one of the coaches, and the coaching session that I observed for him was an empathizing statement not being used on a chat, where actually the seller had not the seller, the buyer, I guess, had come to cancel their services with us, and the team member did well in assisting, but she missed out on giving an empathy statement because they did not want to use our services again. So that's what I'll be and I have a few things in mind when I observe the coaching session, and I'll be coaching them on those things. Hi Apur.
Hi Kirtana.
How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good. How was your day?
Day is going good.
Day is going good?
Yeah.
I heard on the weekend you watched a movie.
Yeah, I went on to watch this Brad Pitt's new movie F1, which released. So yeah, it's about racing. So, enjoyed.
Oh, but aren't you a car crazy fan?
Yeah, I'm into automobiles. So yeah, I love.
Okay, so it was about cars and racing.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. So you like Brad Pitt?
Yeah, I love Brad Pitt. So I love watching his movies. His acting is something I look out for.
And what are the other genres of movie that you like?
Apart from this, I also like watching suspense thrillers.
Oh, and have you watched any recently?
None as of now which released.
Do you know any movies that are going to be released in the next month or somewhere?
Yeah, I mean, this South Indian superstar Rajnikant, his new movie is releasing Coolie.
Oh yeah, Coolie.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's getting released in the next week. So we are planning.
Is it next week?
Yeah, it's next week.
Oh. Can't we all go together? I think it will be a good leaders outing also.
Yes, I mean, we can plan something out where, we all leaders can go and have fun.
Yes. Oh, I did not realize it was releasing next week. Let me get in touch with all of the leaders, and we can just plan a day where we watch movies, have good food, just get along, all of us.
Yes.
Yeah, I know, sounds like a plan. Okay, good to hear that you had an amazing weekend. Looking forward to our movie outings together. So, Apur, today we are here because I wanted to give you some feedback on the coaching session that you had with your team member, where you coached him on, not using empathizing statement on chat where a customer had come for the cancellation of services. So I observed the coaching. The coaching was really smooth, really seamless. I think you touched on all the important points. But what do you think, according to you, were the highlights of the coaching?
I started off with developing rapport. So that was my whole focus, to make sure that team member is on ease.
Of course.
So that we can discuss the whatever the coaching that was going to be conducted. Apart from that, I also recognize whatever the good parts that he did on the chat.
Yes.
So I shared those details with him, and then ended the coaching with taking the commitment.
Yeah, of course. So I think one of what I felt was one of the game changers, as you said, was the developing rapport part. Because on GTKY, obviously you might have built rapport, but here you are developing on that rapport, and I love the way you remembered that it was his birthday month, and then you asked about the birthday plans that they had. So that probably makes the team member believe that you remember the slightest details of them from your previous conversations. But apart from that, I also liked the way you indicated focus. I mean, you you told the team member what we are exactly here for. You told them that we'll be reviewing a chat and then you will be giving them some feedback on it. I think indicating focus was very important for them to know why we are here. And then I also loved the way, while ending the coaching, you told them that, we'll be meeting next time to see how well they have been able to implement it. Obviously, you need to know how they are performing, you need to measure the performance, so you need a timeline. I think those were like really spot on. I mean, that made the coaching really, feel like a learning session. But let me ask you this. If you ever get a chance to coach him again, how differently would you go about it?
The only part which I later realized, which I could have done better,
Okay.
was reinforcing the good behaviors which was done on the chat.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, obviously I told him what were the good points, but I missed on reinforcing,
Yes.
so that he can do it on all the chats.
So yeah, recognizing is important, but obviously you have to reinforce to let them know that they have to use it on all chats. Correct. But can you think of anything else apart from that?
Apart from reinforcing, I don't think of anything that that I missed.
Okay. Okay, so let me ask you this. What is your big rock when you thought of coaching that team member?
So the big rock around which we were having that coaching, it was basically regarding the empathy statement not used with the customer.
Okay. And do you think you asked enough questions for the team member to discover it himself?
I believe I tried my best. I tried probing, but the team member was not able to identify that big rock by himself.
Okay. So how do you think you could have done it better? Like,
The only possible way is probing more, asking the
Yes.
correct questions. So these are the
exactly. You could have asked more reflective questions that could have helped the team member identify the big rock that you wanted to address. So why do you think that you missed out on it?
the only possible way I could have not able to probe more would be because of not having the proper practice. I could have think of all the questions, but
A little homework, right?
kind of, yeah. I mean, a proper homework would have been better in.
Okay, got that. So how do you think you are going to improve on it?
The only way possible is to practice more and more, so that I'll be excelling those.
Exactly. You need to go through the chat yourself. You need to have your points of the good things and the opportunities on chat before you present it. So let's do one thing. I have a plan. Let's do a role play. I'll let you be the agent. I'll be the coach, and let's take the same scenario that happened here. Okay, you failed on sharing an empathy statement with the customer who came to cancel the services. So I'll ask you what opportunities you thought you had on the chat, and probably you will find opportunities like, I forgot to collect the details, the verification details, or something other than empathizing. And then I'll ask you some questions to make you realize or make you bring to that point where I want you to self-discover the empathy statement that you missed. Works?
Works.
Yeah, let's do that. Okay. So hey Apur, we are reviewing a chat today. The chat's pretty good. There are so many good points on the chat. I want you to continue doing it. But what do you think, you could have, like, you missed or you could have done a little differently on the chat?
I think I should have given the assurance response to the customer.
Okay.
So yeah, that is something which I can think of right now.
Okay. So let me ask you this: what was the customer's concern?
So customer was basically irritated. He was not happy with the service he was getting. So he was not ready to listen about anything. He was just looking for the order cancellation.
Okay. So it was a frustrated customer, right? What do you think the customer would have wanted to hear when they shared with you that they are unhappy and they wanted to cancel the services?
Mm, an apology would have worked. I believe
Yes.
an apology would have worked, and then what I did was what I thought at that point is that once I resolved the issue, which was order cancellation, then the customer would be happy. But I end up getting a negative.
Okay. So, what could you have done to make the customer feel or make the customer heard that okay, we do hear the bad experience or the poor experience they have had with the product or the company?
Uh, an apology as well as showing empathy on the chat
Exactly.
would have worked, and high possibility if in that case we could have saved the negative as well as the customer.
Yes. And as you said, empathy. How do you think if you had empathized with the customer, how would have the chat turned out,
Mm,
or how would have the customer felt when you empathize with them?
customer would have felt in a way that that the person who is chatting with me right now is in a way trying to understand me and the
Exactly.
situation.
Exactly, right? So, when you empathize with someone, they know that they are heard, they know that their feelings are translated across, and then we do feel what they feel, yeah? That's what
Correct.
empathy is. And probably they could have shared their issues and you could have helped them resolve it, and that could have probably helped you retain that customer, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so now you know what you missed out on the chat?
Yes.
Yeah. Yay! So, how do you think? How did it go? What do you think about the questions that I asked you?
Yeah, I mean they were spot on. Even though the team members are, they try to divert, we need to make sure we are rerouting them to the exact.
Yes, exactly. They will obviously identify the pebbles and sand, but we want them to identify the big rock, right? Okay, so now let's switch roles.
Yeah.
I'll be the team member, you can be the coach. I'll be someone who will be identifying all the other things apart from the empathy statement that I missed. What?
Well,
Let's go. Okay. And you can start directly by asking me, okay, what are the things that you think you missed out on the chat? Let's start from that part.
sure. Hi, Kirtana.
Hi.
So you know why we are here, right?
Yeah.
Regarding the chat.
Yeah.
So can you go through the chat and let me know what all findings you can get where we could have improved?
On the chat, I think I agree that it was a rushed greeting. I rushed through the chat. I think that's what I felt because it was a simple cancellation chat. So I just wanted to help the customer get done with it, submit the cancellation request. So I feel like I rushed a little on the chat. Yeah.
That's correct. You rushed, and while rushing, you missed on a few other important points as well. Can you go through the chat and once more and let me know if something that you could think of right now?
I mean, not really.
Okay, tell me one thing. What was the chat about? What was the major concern of the customer?
So the customer was, he had an extra amount on his bill, and he had chatted several times about it, but that issue was not resolved, and then he was frustrated, he was not happy with the services, and he finally wanted to cancel his subscription with us.
Okay, so we can see clearly that customer is angry, irritated, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you think is the normal behavior as a human being when we see any irritated customer? What we do as an agent? What is the first thing that we do?
I mean, obviously, I really felt bad for the customer because I went through the previous chats that he had, and he obviously had raised this concern. So I felt bad. Yeah, I really felt bad for them.
Correct. You felt bad, right?
Uh-huh.
So since you felt bad, you should have said something on the chat which could have helped the customer understand that the agent who is behind this chat is actually trying to understand my situation.
Oh yeah, probably I could have obviously apologized for the inconvenience because he had chatted multiple times. Always, also, I think I could have empathized with him. I could have let him know that I understand how he feels, and I could I could have empathized with him. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly my point.
Mhm.
So
Now I know.
we could have empathized here, and then probably you could have saved the negative as well, right? Which you got on this.
Yes, I got a D set.
Exactly.
Yes.
So empathizing is something which we missed on the chat and which is really important.
Yeah. Okay, now I know.
You got
Oh,
it,
thank
right?
you. Actually, I didn't realize that I did not empathize on the chat, but thank you for making me realize
No problem.
that. Okay. Easy?
Yeah.
Easy peasy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so now you know. I love the way you asked questions. I thought I'd be a tough team member, but you asked the correct questions. Those were all like reflective questions. Okay, what is the customer feeling? How would how would you mirror that feeling back to them? I think the questions were bang on. You got it on the very first go, yeah.
Yeah.
So now you know how to do it. Now you know how to ask those correct questions. Can you think of any obstacles that you might have when you do it next time on any other coaching conversation or any other feedback conversation that you're having with your team member?
No, I don't think I'll have any kind of issues while coaching the team members.
Yeah. Okay. Obviously, the homework part that we spoke about would go a long way,
Yes.
right? And I'm there anytime for your help. What I can do also is you can be a part of a few coaching sessions that I do for my team members. You can see, you can observe, you can make notes if you want to about what kind of questions or how can you go about it, and then you can use it in your coaching with your team members, right?
Right.
So, Apur, what is your commitment going ahead on, helping team members identify the big rock?
My commitment here is to ensure that I'm asking the probing questions to the team members so that the big rock is being identified by them.
Them, correct, exactly. I want you to ask questions that they identify the big rock. Yes. And how soon are you going to implement this?
Obviously, I'm going to start it the very next moment. Whenever the next coaching I do, I'll make sure that the
Yeah.
following coaching is being done.
And how frequently?
Frequently, as in on all the coachings that I do.
Yeah.
I'll
On all the
make sure-
coachings where they don't identify the big
The
rock,
big rock.
obviously you will ask
Yes.
more questions, right? Okay, so good that now you know what to do, now you know how to do it. Looking forward for you to implementing it on the next coaching sessions. What we can do here is probably somewhere in the next week, I'll set up a meeting, probably midweek next week. What we can do is I can be a part of one of your more coaching sessions where you're coaching someone, and I can observe that coaching. I can just see how well you were able to implement it, if you need more enhancement on it, and then give you feedback about that. How does it sound to you?
It sounds great.
Sounds great, right? Let's see how you're able to do it. Yeah?
Sure.
And what are the plans for the rest of the day?
Nothing. Just
Nothing?
do few coachings.
Do a few coaching. Okay, make sure you
Yeah.
let them identify the
Obviously.
big rock. Yeah. Okay, nice to have this session with you, Apur. I'm glad it was a great session. Have a great rest of the day.
Same to you.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.